You know that feeling, right? When you recommend a service to a friend and you really genuinely mean it. But what's that secret ingredient? What turns a regular service call into one of those rave reviews? Well, today, we're going to dig into what that five-star magic is all about using a plumbing company called Dr. Drain as our guide.
Right, so this is the real question, isn't it? It's about more than just, fixing a leaky pipe. It's about turning a customer who called you one time into someone who tells all their friends about you. How do you actually build that kind of legendary reputation? Let's find out.
And the story almost always kicks off right here. That sinking feeling in your stomach when the water in the sink just won't go down. It's pure stress. And for any service company, this is the moment of truth. This is where they either become the hero or, well, a total horror story. All right, let's dive into a real story to see how this plays out. We're starting off in Lake Zurich, where a homeowner named Sarah watched a simple plumbing problem escalate into a full-blown household crisis. Okay, try to picture this. Your kitchen sink isn't just clogged, it's actively backing up, spilling water onto your floor, creating what she called a mini flood. That's exactly what happened to Sarah M. I mean, at that point, it's not just annoying, it's a full-on emergency. And yeah, panic is definitely setting in. And here is where the entire story just flips. Sarah was mentally preparing herself for a long, awful wait, which, let's be honest, is what most of us would expect. But instead of waiting around for hours or even days, a technician was at her door that very same afternoon. That kind of speed completely changes the game. So what were the key pieces here? It wasn't just the speed. First, showing up the same day, that tackles the panic right away. Then, giving clear explanations, that builds confidence. Offering an upfront, reasonable quote, that gets rid of all the financial anxiety. No surprise fees, and a quality guarantee. You can see how every single step is designed to calm a specific fear that we all have as homeowners. Okay, so that's one great story. But was it just a one-off, a lucky break? Well, the evidence says no. We started seeing more stories just like it popping up all over the suburbs, and they all pointed to the same thing. Now, let's head over to Glenview for a totally different kind of frustration. This wasn't a sudden flood, but one of those chronic, nagging problems. For weeks, this customer had standing water in their shower. They had tried all the DIY tricks in the book, the stuff we all try first, but absolutely nothing worked. It's that slow burn frustration that can seriously drive you crazy. And boom, here's the payoff. The key words in this quote are refreshing and pride. Think about that. After weeks of being annoyed, someone shows up who actually takes pride in their work and, get this, fixes the problem in minutes. That huge contrast between a long-term headache and instant relief, that's what makes people remember you. And then you've got this story from Northbrook, which, wow, this adds a whole new level to it. Laura Kay had already paid a plumber to fix her faucet, but they actually made the problem worse. This is literally a homeowner's worst nightmare. You've wasted your time, you've wasted your money, and now you're in an even bigger mess than when you started. All right, so we've heard from the happy customers, but service this good doesn't just happen by accident. It's got to be deliberate, it's engineered. So what's the formula? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the why behind all these glowing reviews. Okay, so one of their secret weapons, and this is super smart, is technology, specifically camera inspections. Now, just think about how powerful this is for a customer. It takes all the guesswork out of the equation. It's not just a plumber saying, well, I think the problem is here. You can literally see the clog or the break with your own eyes. That transparency builds trust almost instantly. And that cool tech is just the start of this four-step formula they follow every single time. It starts with an accurate diagnosis, right? Then comes step 2, clear communication, just like they did with Sarah. Step 3 is that all-important upfront pricing, so there are no nasty surprises on the bill. And finally, step 4, a quality guarantee to show they stand behind their work. It's simple, but it's incredibly effective. And when you put it side by side, it's a night and day difference. Right? On one side, you have everything we dread. Hidden fees, confusing explanations, that feeling you're being overcharged. And on the other side, you have the solution, a direct answer to every single one of those fears. Clear quotes, simple talk, and fair prices. So what happens when you use this formula not just on a good day, but on every single call? Well, the effect starts to multiply. It grows beyond just one happy customer in one house and starts to build a reputation across an entire community. This is exactly what that ripple effect looks like. It's so simple, but so powerful. It all starts with one happy person, like Sarah. That person tells a neighbor. Then that neighbor tells their friends. And those recommendations just keep building on each other until you have this solid foundation of real community-wide trust. That's the kind of reputation you just can't buy with ads. And if you need the hard data to back all this up, look no further. A perfect 5.0 rating. You guys, do you have any idea how hard that is to maintain? It means that time after time, over hundreds of different jobs, they are consistently delivering on their promise. This number says it all. And really, this is what it all boils down to. The whole philosophy is right here. It's not about making a quick buck on a one-time fix. It's about building a relationship for the long haul. It's about making a customer feel so taken care of that they never even have to think about who to call next time.
So what's the big takeaway here? This formula, transparency, good communication, and taking pride in your work, it's not just about plumbing, is it? It's a blueprint for building trust in pretty much any business. Which leaves us all with a final question to think about. Whether you're the customer or the one providing the service, what does that 5-star experience look like to you?